Good morning. It is Wednesday, the 9th of March. In the reading from Genesis 37 today, we have that incredible story, and one which I always find very difficult to interpret. The story of Joseph. He's captured by his brothers. They were going to kill him. They then agreed to sell him as a slave to a group of Ishmaelites, also sometimes referred to as Midianites, who duly buy him for 20 pieces of silver. They take him to Egypt, where he is sold. And that begins the story of him being in Potiphar's household, Potiphar being the captain of the guard. And what message do we get from that? I don't believe we can say, that we can say in any way that God caused this to happen, that God will make any one of us be sold as a slave or to face death. I just don't believe that's how God works. But somehow, in God's wisdom, this was all part of the plan. And exactly why and how, I don't know, except that our God doesn't resort to this form of injustice or sin to bring about his means. And perhaps the best way to understand it would be to in fact refer to the New Testament lesson for morning prayer today, 1 Corinthians chapter 2, where Paul is saying that human wisdom is really nothing. That as he put it in yesterday's lesson, the highest and cleverest human wisdom is still more foolish than God's foolish wisdom. And so if we try and make everything that we read in the Bible and boil it down to some kind of irrefutable fact that we will share with others, really I think what we often do is to simply reduce it beyond where it was ever meant to be reduced, and we look at it purely through human eyes, through human wisdom, which, as Paul says to us, doesn't really amount to much in the presence and the wisdom in comparison to the wisdom of God. However, back to Joseph, God is with Joseph, and that's the key. Doesn't matter what's happening in your life, whether it was God who caused it, and we said God doesn't make sin or use sin to achieve his means or injustice, but God is with us. So whatever is happening in your life, God is with you if you are a person of God and are a Christian. God is with you. God was with Joseph. He had quite a torrid time. Potiphar's wife tries to seduce him. He is thrown in jail. He faces imminent death at all the time. And yet God is with him, and Joseph prospers till the point is reached where Joseph is literally second in command of the whole of Egypt, just in time for that incredible drought that comes, and his own family have to come to Egypt in order to survive. And there they are protected and helped by Joseph. So God will work for the good in the situations in which we find ourselves, and we spend less time trying to figure out why we're in that situation, rather than simply giving praise to God and thanking him that he is with you in that situation. Not that he brought the situation on per se, but that he is with you in that situation. So whatever it is that you're facing in your life, thank God that he is with you and will see you through and will guide and direct you. And don't resort to human wisdom and trying to interpret what ought to be done by following some human logic, because that human logic compared to God's logic is rather illogical. Folks, have a wonderful day. We'll chat again tomorrow. God bless.